the fact that he is currently in this main event.
That's the most beautiful truck that Norm's ever driven right there, Rick.
Let's go to the infield and Hermie Sadler.
Well, Rick, one most important aspect of any kind of racing is the tires and how they grip the track. This is a left side tire we raced at Daytona. This is the left side tire on the trucks tonight. 11-inch tread that Goodyear developed for dirt racing. Obviously the grooves in the tires, but the biggest difference, the left side tires are a lot shorter than the left side tires from Daytona. That creates, instead of about an inch of stagger, about 3 inches of stagger that Goodyear brought to help these trucks turn on this dirt track at Eldora. Bob?
Hermie, Kenny Wallace is one of the dirt track ringers in this race. He won the 4th heat race and won't line up in that 4th spot, but he told me something very interesting before he climbed in. He said, you know what, when he was leading that heat race, he felt like he was driving like a grandpa. It was so slow, so he stepped on the gas. He wound up hitting the wall. He said, he thinks driving like a grandpa will win this race here tonight, Ray Dunlap.
And you know, Bob, you talk about those dirt track ringers. Look at the front of our field. Kenny Schrader's up there. Kenny Wallace is up there. Jared Landers, a late model driver. Those guys don't care anything about points, but tonight's race could have big implications in our points. Guys like Matt Crafton came here to survive. Timothy Peters has a really good starting position, but as we move back through the field, there's a number of people who have to work very methodically at getting their way to the front. You see Matt Crafton there? He has had top 10 finishes in every event this year. We'll see if he can pull off another one tonight here at Eldora.
Thank you, Ray. We'll ride along with a few different drivers. Bill?
This guy has over 500 dirt track wins in a late model. He's a member of the Hall of Fame. He's a 6-time late model dream champion. It's Scott Bloomquist. He's going to start from the 21st spot in Kyle Busch's Toyota Toyota. How about Ty Dillon? He's got some dirt track experience. He's tested tires for these trucks. He's ready to go. He's starting in the 15th position in the Bass Pro Tracker Boat Ship. Next driver we're going to ride with won the 4 Crown here at Eldora. He's going to be 21 years old next month. He's already running next week. He's already won a truck race at Rockingham earlier this year. He's going to drive the Clorox Chevy. Kyle Larson will start from the 13th spot. What about our speed reporter, Kenny Wallace? He's driving the Jegs Toyota. Kenny Wallace is a dirt track ringer. He loves that. He's been a NASCAR racer his whole life. When he retired from NASCAR races, heck, he started racing dirt all over the country. He's won races all over the country, and he would love to win tonight. He goes off in the 4th spot.
And our director, Roger Vincent, is loving this. We are back on dirt, and guess what? You are going to see for the first time 4 wide, as they will do a parade lap for the fans here at Eldora. This is something that is very significant in the dirt world. This is what they have done here at Eldora before all of their main features. And we're doing it now in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. 4 wide. They're 4 abreast as they come by the grandstand. And the fans are on their feet cheering loudly. What an awesome sight.
You know, we talk a lot about all these guys that are into winning this race. We saw Norm Benning battle to try to get in this race with all the passion he has. There's one gentleman that has to be smiling from ear to ear right now, and that's Tony Stewart. The fans have responded. They've come out to his track. He's nursed this surface for the last 2 days to get it exactly like he wants it. The fireworks, the 4 wide, the fans on their feet. This is a great sight.
And when you say nurse this surface, we're being very literal. He was on the racetrack predominantly all day checking to make sure everything was just the way he wanted it. This racing surface is perfect for the first ever NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race at Eldora.
I called him the head greenskeeper today. I told him he looked to me like a guy who was contour and tweaking the Augusta National Golf Club for the Masters, and he said, that's exactly what I'm supposed to do. I've got to make this place perfect for my fans and for my racers so they can go out and battle their rear ends off.
And he has.
He's done it. I love it.
60 laps will be this first segment. They will have the opportunity to then, after the segment, come onto pit road, make adjustments, change tires, We'll go to a 50-lap segment, and then finally a last 40-lap segment to end this race.
They might have to beat out some fenders, too, during those breaks.
And I want to tell you, Rick, tick, tick, tick. Every lap that goes by, the sense of urgency is going to get higher and higher. You've got to race so hard to get in a position to win this race at the end. If you're running 15th, you can't sit there. You think Ty Dillon's going to sit back in 15th? You think Kyle Larson is comfortable being in 13th? These guys know they got to go, and that's what's going to be so fun about this. Plus, throw in lap traffic. We've seen these guys just race with a clean track all afternoon. Now, action is fixing to pick up.
The Mud Summer Classic about to get underway. 58-year-old Ken Schrader, earlier today, wins qualifying, goes out, wins the first qualifying heat race. He will start on the pole as the oldest pole winner in the history of NASCAR.
And look at that blade. I love his chrome wheels, all shiny. Schrader is on the pole and he is ready to go. On the other side of the spectrum, a guy starting his very first truck race, Jared Landers, in the Mark Martin truck. He's ready to go.
Coming out of turn number 4 to kick off the first dirt race in the truck. Green flag in the air, we're underway.
Matt Crafton's wasting no time going down to the bottom.
And he held his own over there, too. Phil comes off the corner side to side with Jeff Burton. Look at Landers. He's still keeping the heat right on Schrader. He can move up now if he wants. He's got a little gap behind him. Get up ahead of Kenny Wallace, and that's what he does.
Ken Schrader leads the first lap of the Mud Summer Classic at Eldora Speedway. Jared Landers holding on to second. 3 wide. Back behind him for position.
It's all been play up until now. Now it gets serious.
Crafton continuing to try the bottom of the racetrack.
Look at all those different groups. Look at those trucks. They're everywhere. That's what we've been waiting for.
Schrader has figured out the line on the high side. Jared Landers continuing to trail him, as well as that 81 of Kenny Wallace.
But look at that bright neon truck just ahead of Kyle Larson there. That's Matt Crafton. He's making it work down on the bottom. He's got around he's got around Jeff Burton. Now he's driving up towards Dave Blaney.
Kyle Larson also making that bottom line work. He started this race in 13th. He's already made it up into the top 10 as we've completed 4 of the 150 laps.
Kyle Larson was able to get up to the top side right in front of his teammate James Busher.
Crafton continuing to lead the pack on the bottom. He's trying to work his way up. Not able to gain a lot of ground on the 4 of Jeff Burton or the 62 of Brendan Gaughan just in front of him.
Kyle went back down the middle of the racetrack.
Right along with Blue Fence. How many times do you think he's seen traffic like this in his career, Phil? About every Saturday night, this is what he deals with. He knows there's a way through all those guys. He's just got to figure it out.
But I'm not sure he's used to starting this far back, Michael, and to see this much traffic.
4 wide once again through turns 1 and 2.
You sure it's only 4 wide? It looked like 5 wide for a moment.
Look at Hornaday banging off the wall, putting some pressure on Trey Gines. There's Austin Dillon down on the bottom. Johnny Sauter with the middle.
The 98 of Johnny Sauter right on the back bumper of that 39 of Austin Dillon. Then it's Tracy Hines in the 13 working the bottom of the track.
He's the truck you mentioned, and when we talked on camera about using the bottom of the racetrack, he was trying it in practice.
Spread out around this track now, but the pack is not split up. Ken Schrader still holding on to that top spot. Jared Landers chasing him. Timothy Peters running well in 3rd. Dave Blaney has 4th locked up in the 19. And then Kenny Wallace has dropped back to 5th in the 81.
Kenny Wallace just gave up that spot to Dave Blaney. He drove away from Kenny Wallace. It looks like Blaney's got a really, really good truck, as does Landers. Remember early in the qualifying race, we saw Landers sideways. He couldn't keep that truck straight. Clint Boyer left the Hollywood Hotel and told him, he went down to the truck and said, tighten that thing up so Jared can go. It looks like they've gotten it tightened up, and he's putting some pressure on Schrader.
Timothy Peters was the fastest truck on the racetrack that last lap. Look at him closing up on Landers.
Looking at the outside of the 6, trying to take second away. Here comes Timothy Peters. We talked about experience on dirt tracks. Timothy Peters has virtually none, and he is making a move by one of the dirt track regulars. He takes second away from Landers.
There goes Dave Blaney. He's going to try to get by Landers on the inside. They make a little contact. Landers gives him a break.
Dave Blaney moves up to the third spot. Landers drops back to fourth now. Now the pressure is on from the 17 of Timothy Peters on the 52 of Ken Schrader for the lead.
I just saw how bad Dave Blaney wants this baby. He just banged off the side of Landers and made the move. Look at the side of Ty Dillon's truck. We're looking outside of his truck. That's Hornaday up on the high side. Max Gresham. There's battles all over this racetrack.
Gresham looking to the inside now. And he's got Hornaday following as we continue right along with Ty Dillon. There's the battle for the lead. Timothy Peters looking to the inside of that 52 of Ken Schrader. What has he got for him?
He's going to open up that outside for Dave Blaney.
And you know Blaney's going to be aggressive. He wants this race bad.
Up the track goes Timothy Peters in the 17 once again. He realizes that's the fastest way around for him. Now, Blaney looking down below, trying to take the second spot away.
Dave Blaney, it's not been a long time since he's been on dirt. He's running his own sprint car 10 or 15 times from this year.
But this is NASCAR on dirt, though, man.
Yes. Dry, slick racetrack is what you're seeing.
It's loud down.
Kyle Larson trying the slide job to get around the 4 of Jeff Burton, not able to make the pass.
But he is up to the 7th spot. Started back in 13th.
We knew that Kyle Larson would be one driver we'd have to keep our eyes on. So talented, has experience in NASCAR, but also spends most of his time on dirt.
That's the same with our 5th place runner, Kenny Wallace. A lot of experience in NASCAR, but has turned all of his attention to dirt. Right now, he's getting a big challenge from Jeff Burton, and there goes Peters to the bottom to make the move on Schrader. He's going to make it work.
Wide job for the lead. Timothy Peters in front, the crowd on their feet as the pass was made, and then back came Schrader on the inside.
Schrader actually led that lap. He didn't let Peters have it, but I think he's in trouble. Here comes Blaney on the outside, and Blaney is fast.
How impressive is Timothy Peters? As you mentioned, Rick, little to no experience, and he's up here racing with some of the best dirt track drivers we've ever had.
Here comes Blaney. He takes second away from Schrader. Schrader drops back to the 3rd spot. Jared Landers still holding on to that 4th position.
Remember I talked about Kenny Wallace being in the 5th place? Well, change that. Kyle Larson has made his way around Kenny Wallace, and he is coming. Started back in that 13th spot like we talked, and we said he wouldn't want to stay there. He's joined the top 5, and now he's going to go after 4th on Jared Landers.
That side-by-side battle for a moment. Brendan Gaughan jumped to the inside of Kenny Wallace. There goes Ryan Newman down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Also trying to slide job. He makes it work against Jeff Burton. Burton had to check up there to allow the 34 of Newman to be able to have a spot.
And that checking up is going to go away, Rick, as the laps wind down. They're not going to be putting up with that.
There goes Larson down to the bottom again.
We're positioned back behind him. Larson trying the slide job. Now we see Jared Landers not wanting to give up the position. Look to the inside of Larson. Kyle Larson moved up into that 4th spot.
He's doing things we don't see anybody else really be able to do right now, Phil. Driving through the field, making slide jobs, and making them work.
Riding along with Kenny Wallace. Kenny holding on to the 6th spot. In front of this field, I'm not sure anyone would have predicted that with 19 laps complete in this race, Timothy Peters would be in front of the field at Eldora.
Especially Timothy Peters. He's the last person that would have got it. Exactly.
Timothy Peters in front, Dave Blaney running second, Ken Schrader, Kyle Larson, and